Hi everybody, happy Christmas Eve, Hanukkah, chill at home, whatever day. We're gonna just make this fun for ourselves today. This channel at Boomx Beauty Beat is all about beauty, lifestyle, and self-help, and we have a million guests coming on here. So if you want to see a really different and interesting channel, subscribe. Why not? It should be fun to hang out with us. I wanted to do a makeup today because it's Christmas Eve and I just wanted to do something a little glammy, a little special, and yeah, and we got a lot to deal with. Look at this, you guys. We're gonna start with Becca. Becca is a great under eye primer. I think it blurs. I think what I like about it is it blurs and it also feels nice under my eyes. It kind of hydrates under here. And so I put this around my eye area and it is nice. I mean, I started to hit pan on it and so I quickly ordered another one because I was panicked. That's how hooked I am. They got me hooked. Hooked. Okay. Then I'm going to go to my Clinique under eye corrector because God knows I need it. And I'm doing this first because I can't even look at myself in the morning with these dark under eye circles. So this is just going to cancel a little bit of the darkness out for me. Maybe having a mirror would help. Yeah, it helps. Okay, so we're going to cancel out a little bit of the darkness. I'm going to put on some primer today, so I'm going to go for the old OG Smashbox Photo Finish Primer because again it just blurs the skin just a little bit, and just stick that all over my face. I don't need to put it under my eyes because I've got the other products under there, so we're good to go with that. Okay, so I've been rearranging my foundation order. I've been doing weird different things. Right now I got this interesting combination going. I need full coverage for video. I find that, you know, if I've got a film or if I've got to take photos, I need something more full coverage because of all of these, you know, spots and stuff. And I tried, so I've been using the Bejeweled. I've got some makeup all over it. Just wipe it off a little bit. Bejeweled Essential High Coverage Foundation in color Latte. However, I heard so many great things about this foundation. It is the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation. And what color are we in? I'm trying to find it. Medium cool. So now this foundation, it is exactly what it says. It makes your skin look like your skin, but more evened out. I can't really see any aging on the skin, which is phenomenal for any foundation. But it isn't quite enough coverage for something like this today. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of both and mix them together like a crazy person. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to make a little mixture on my hand. It's quite a bit there, but because I'm going to use a foundation brush, it sort of sucks up a lot of the foundation. We'll do that. So I'm just going to use a flat base foundation brush to put this all over. When you mix the two together, it kind of makes a little bit of a peachier tone. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but it's fine because it kind of all blends together. My skin kind of looks yellowy, greeny, gray, so I don't mind. Okay, next up we're going to put some concealer on. This is my Bejeweled concealer. It's a high coverage concealer in the color Wheat. And I'm going to take this under the eyes and bring it up just a little bit. One dot of concealer will not cover these up. So I put a little bit around my mouth area where it gets some deepness, some darkness, and you know, you can put it here if you want to as well. Okay, you'd think we were done, but we're not done. We've got more to do. I might check under my eyes before we finally powder, but stage 1. Okay, so now with a synthetic brush, this is a Morphe number 2 brush, I'm going to take this Smashbox contour color and I'm just going to brush it onto my brush. This side's a foundation with a little bit of a creamier base. I'm going to put a touch of that into it because this is just a little bit dark but not bad, and this side's just a little bit lighter. And so what I'm going to do is take that cream product while my face is still unpowdered and do a bit of contouring. It's just a new way I've been doing my contour lately, where I feel a little more control to how much I'm putting on, instead of like putting a big glob of contour on there, and then I can kind of go ahead and figure out where and how much I need. Don't need that much right there. And not over put and not have to spend so much time blending it out, because I'm almost doing most of the blending just with that brush, so that it gives a little more dimension to the face, because I have kind of flat zones. If you look at your face, you might find some. They're little flat zones, and creating a bit of dimension by creating depth can make your face shape look more angular, rounder, just have more interest to it. You can take this to the sides of your nose. My nose looks really long. It seems like it's growing as I'm getting older, which is really fun. Good times. But this is a fairly subtle way, just going to put a little bit more, to do your contour, and without making too many errors. Just going to chisel out a little bit of a jaw here. You see how that's creating a bit of shadow right under there? Thank goodness. This is a bit of a complicated powder job here because we've got to do more than one thing. So I'm going to use just a little bit of the Studio Fix powder in NC25 for under my eye area, because it is a foundation. It is a little more forgiving when it comes to dryness, which, oh, under my eyes can look so cruddy because I have to put a lot of concealer. So I'm just putting a little bit onto my sponge, which is moist, and it keeps things just slightly less crunchy. And I'm going to seal up my eye area, making sure there's no creases, because once it creases, you kind of cement the crease into place. So you got to make sure that you move the crease out first and then seal that up so that it's good to go. And then I can kind of like gently pat this everywhere. You can use a powder puff too, but I mean, I find this is just fine for powdering. You can also use a brush if you want to take a brush and do a little bit of light, you know, like tap powdering. That's fine as well. But I find using this, I can press it in a little bit better. There is one area that I'm going to take the Laura Mercier translucent, which is kind of famous for baking, and I'm going to bake this one area right here, because I find that chisels out my cheekbones just a little bit. It makes it a bit more defined. I don't think I'm getting enough on there. We'll have to go a little bit more up. Let's get this a little better. That's better. So I'm just putting it just underneath the cheekbone. I'm just going to let that sit for a little while, and it'll brighten that up area up a little bit. I mean, and because this is sort of the bottom half of my cheek, it's not the wrinkliest part of me, so it's not like a delicate under eye area. So this area to bake, I think, is okay. Heard about this brow pencil. It's called Brow Blade from Urban Decay, and I'm always on the hunt for the best brow stuff. So I'm going to give this a try and see if we like it. I'm hoping it doesn't make this whole makeup a disaster, but we'll see what happens. So I'll leave the camera rolling so you can see a little bit of my brow workings. I know this might get a little boring for some, but some people have a really hard time with eyebrows. So what I'm doing is I'm ignoring where my brow lines are, because my brows are disappearing with my age. So I'm just going to redraw where I'd like my brows to be in an imaginary line where I think they should be sitting. And I'm sort of doing a bit of an outline. So far so good with the brow pencil. It's not too bad. Okay, because we're going to be doing you know, quite the eye makeup look, I'm just going to make sure that there's no little baby fuzzies that are going to interrupt the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to shave those off with this little shaver. You can get them at the drugstore, you can get them on Sephora and stuff. And that way when you pull out the eyeshadow, it doesn't get all muddied up in the little baby hairs. So we're going to be doing a green look, emerald green tones, because it's Christmas and I thought it would be pretty. So I pulled some greens just to play with. So we're going to play with this one. I've just touched it a bit yesterday. I've not really done a look with this yet. It's the Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions. So I think what I'm going to do is start with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in horseradish green. And that will create a little bit of creasing. That'll create a little bit of a base for the eyeshadow to stick to. And it will come out just a bit more intense because of this. So I'm going to plaster this all over my eyelid to give it a really nice base. Okay, let's go for this middle color. I don't know how this picks up. Let's see. Whoa. We're getting a little pigment now. I'm just picking up. Putting it over top of that pencil, because it intensifies that color when you put the pencil down. Okay. This is some kind of cool, sort of like a mermaid color. It's pretty funky. I'm going to take this darker green color here, and I'm going to build a little bit of a crease structure-ish in here. And when you've got older eyelids, guys, this is a real feat because you've got looser skin here. It's not as easy. All right, I'm going to take this really crazy sort of it's got almost a neon gold look, and I'm going to put it in the inner corner area here. Let's pick it up with our finger and plaster it on. It's pretty. I'm trying to get as many colors in here as I can, you guys, to give it some variety for you. So I'll take this really pretty matte color right here, and I'll drag that under the eye. Okay, obviously this isn't blended yet, you guys, so we'll have to go in and do a little bit of blending. I think what I'd like to do is take a little bit of this and put that in my highlight area at the end, but what I'll do is I'll just take the brush and go over. This is a clean brush, just going over this line a little bit. So I'm going to take my finger into this color here, and I'm going to put it just a little bit in this area and see if I like that. Next we're going to work with this black Smashbox pencil. Their pencils are awesome in that they don't run on you. You can put as much as you want and they stay in place, which I love. My eyes are looking a little red. We're going to have to put a little bit of all over the top lid, a little extension, and I'm rimming so that I've got a nice inner smoke. I'm letting those eye drops get into my eye. I'm going to take my black ink lot pot and take a little angled brush and get into the closer to the lash line and create a little more dimension in the eyeliner. Thicken up the line. In order to get in the little crevices, I'm going to have to take a smaller brush. I'm going to take that brush and just pull it down a little bit in the water, in the tear, and I'll take the small brush to do some detail work. And tricky to work around all the little folds. So I've pulled that down in my tear duct a bit because I'm creating a bit of drama there. And I'm working that bottom line just a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Thrive mascara on in black. This is the tube mascara that I always wear, and I love it because the taking off process is much easier than most mascaras because they sort of just slip off your eyelashes. We're still on the eyes. So what I'm thinking that we'll do now is add some fun. So I'm going to put a little bit of jewels on the eye and see how we like that, because I think it would be pretty for Christmas. So I'm going to take these small jewels. They come in this little case. They're for nails originally, but they work just fine for this. So what I'm going to do is put some little dots of glue. This is just lash glue, you guys. And seeing where I want my placement. If I don't like the placement, I can just pull it off and reapply. It's sort of sitting in my eye fold a little bit, so I'm just going to push it down just a little. Let's do a few. So I'm just taking a little bit of glue, touching the eye, and just placing. Oh my God, these are so addicting. Put another one. Pretty, huh? What better thing for Christmas? I don't want to feel them too much on my eyes, so I'm just going to put a few. I say that now, and then I just keep going like a maniac. So pretty. So when you put it any further out, if you're going to put it out this way, for an example, whoops, I would test it first before gluing because you want your eye to be comfortable. So that's what it would look like extended. And when you're doing an extension, you kind of want it to reduce in size as you get towards the edges. So technically you should have some little ones on the end. So I think that's what I'll do is I'll just put a couple smaller ones on the edges. So these have not been glued yet, you guys. I just sort of placed them. They're sticking to the makeup, but these are not a perfect science. They can get a little frustrating as well. There we go. I don't like this one here. I'm going to replace it with a smaller one. This way you kind of can design your eyeliner sort of in a way. I had to fuss with this a little bit because I found this side to be lower. So I had to go and get the glue off, reconceal. This has not been the easiest today. They make it look easy on YouTube, but it's not always easy. Will I look a little crazy going to brunch? Yeah, probably. Does it matter? Nah, if it gives somebody a smile, it's fine. We did it! Yay. So, I think that's pretty. So let's take this stuff off now. So you guys can see how letting that sink in and it kind of brightens that zone a little bit. Wonderful. We haven't even done blush. Golly. Things I put myself through. I'm just going to do a little bit of bronzer. This is a bit orangey, but it's okay for today. I don't mind. Just going to give myself an all over bronze. It'll definitely help my neck and my chest area. We're going to use this Wanderlust blush from Buxom called Dolly. We'll just put a little bit of that on. Got a little Becca highlighter. I'll put a touch of that on as well. Just gonna put it on my apples and my cheeks and then just brush it around. So I've got a little bit of Christmas glimmer. A little hint of this Rare Beauty blush in Happy, just to give myself a little apple on the cheeks color. I love to layer blush. I find it really nice to layer. This is a wild, wild color. I ended up with Smashbox Boysenberry. It's a really dark. Kind of purpley berry color. But I think it's a good anchor. Well, let's do something with this hair. Okay, well, this is what I came up with, guys, from my little Bejeweled Christmas fantasy look, emerald. And, you know, remember, you can always tone this down. We're doing this for fun, you know, to keep out of any depression we might be feeling and just to have a blast with makeup and make ourselves feel like crazy princesses for the day. And why not? We deserve it. And what better color to play in than green, because we don't normally grab for green. But I love it. It kind of, green is the new brown. No, I don't know. But I hope you guys had fun. I know it's a different look, but hey, that's what I'm here for. If you could do the everyday, you could just do it yourself. So thanks a lot for joining me, and yeah, it's been an adventure, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, Happy Solstice, happy everything that you do. And please subscribe and hit the like button, and had a lot of fun. Thanks, you guys. See ya. Bye.